All right, so we're gonna do another wave cup designer. Who do we got today? Is it Shane? All right, cool. Marine blue and saffron for the waves with the starry sky. Um, Talk to me about your design here. What were you thinking with the blue and saffron? Okay, sounds good. Do you want the like northern lightsy sky going on? Okay, I got a sweet recipe that I've been doing for that, and let's go for it. So I'm gonna make a little bit of room over here. Well, no, you want some of the saffron in the water. That's something a little different. Okay, so I'll keep that, and I'll get you this northern lightsy starry sky look, which is super cool. Just got to set out a few more colors. That one. I wonder if I can just do this. All right. Yeah, this really isn't quite the right size for this one. Oh, there it is. Somebody put it back on the wrong spot on the shelf. That was me. All right, there it is. And there's one other top secret color that we're gonna use. There it is, right in the front. Put this guy right over here. Would you like a lot of the green lights? Okay, cool. Good call. We'll see. Sometimes they come out. And we'll do a marine blue. Is that opaque marine blue that you want, or the middle blue? Yeah, so the middle blue is a transparent color. I don't know why it says marine, but was this what you were looking at? Because a marine, oh, well, we do a lot of them with this middle blue. Yeah. No, I think they meant this one, so I'm going to use this one, unless you wanted something any different. Okay, and let's throw a little saffron in there. This is good. There's that one. All right, so now I got all the colors. I'll set those guys out right there. A little bit of this in there. Maybe just a little more blue. And we're just about ready to get started. So I got the black, I got that. Okay. Well, let's rock and roll. I'm going to heat this up and make sure there's plenty of heat in it before I get this gathered. If it's cold, sometimes some bubbles can be formed off the end of the pipe. So I'll give it a good heat here and a quick quench. Okay, so here we go, making Shane's cup. Getting the first gather out of the furnace. And I'll roll it right on the sides and start up the black. And I'll melt that in. I'm going to get one more coat of that black so it's nice and nice and crisp. Still will have a little see-through areas going on to it from when I do this next manipulation. If you want to take a peek at what you're seeing on the internet, you can look on the monitor right there. It's got the cameras of what we're broadcasting out into the world. So that's kind of a cool second view to have if you're here in person. I did try too. I could scan the QR code from standing out there in order to book one of the events. Pretty bizarre how far this stuff has come. Okay, so I got the black on there. I did add the special purple color that's going to create that green. And here I'm going to rake through it. So I'll use this metal hook to pull through all that color and just kind of mix it all up. Alright, I'll roll this smooth and then I'll go through the stars right in front of you, those little specks. Alright, so I can melt all that in. And now your sky is complete. And I'm just trying to marver it nice and smooth. There I'll get a bubble started, so I pressurize the pipe and blow pretty hard. You should see a slow expansion of the outside. It takes a couple of seconds. There you go. See it getting bigger? You probably can't see much of the green. It really comes out of nowhere, just like the Northern Lights. Kind of cool. We're doing a design your own wave cup right now, you guys. So this is our wave cup design that we do a lot of here at Lake Superior Art Glass. And in August, we're letting people tell us what colors we should use and what kind of designs. It's kind of fun. You can book it online. And yeah, nice way to be a part of something totally unique, especially a cup, because they'll spend a lot of time with a cup, and we put a lot of work into the scene on these things, and so you'll get to know your scene pretty well of what's going on. Okay, and I got your color right over here for the waves, that blue and the saffron. So I'll go straight down into that. And I'll get another coat of that color on in just a second. All right, and I'll go straight down for another coat of all that color. Change mixture. And there we go. So now I got enough of it on there. I'll head to the bench in just a second and use the paper, that pad of wet newspaper, to shape it up. You need to create a cone at the bottom of the cup. And the best way to do that, I've found, is just squeeze it with the paper. It's the closest we can get to just using our hand on the glass. There we go. I got that cone set up. Time to make some waves. So I'll pull up a couple of times where that blue meets the clear. Can I talk to you? And I'll grab those areas and start to switch. Tell you what, it gets toasty having your hand that close to it, but quick dunk in water and things will be okay. There you go. You won't be able to see that the green come out until I blow the cup up bigger in a little bit. Still pretty saturated, pretty rich and thick at the top of the cup. But now all those waves are in there. I just got to smooth everything back out, and I can start to blow the vessel, get to work on the shape of the cup, the size of the cup. All the color application and manipulation is done. That's how it'll happen in glass a lot, is you'll do the color first, set everything up, and then you work on the shape. And you just get some material and work the shape into it. The opposite of pottery, where you throw the piece of pottery and then you paint it and fire it and glaze it. Here we set up all the material and then make the vessel. So I'll smush these waves back in a little bit. Nice and gentle on them so I don't distort them. And then I'll use the paper here to push it back into that Q-tip shape before I start blowing. The glass has to cool down slowly, otherwise it'll crack and break. And we spend a lot of time on them, so we don't want them to break. It's called annealing, to anneal it. Basically what it's doing is soaking the glass at certain critical temperatures so that everything in that annealer becomes that temperature. So right now it's at 950, and that's a holding temp where nothing's going to slump, it's also not going to crack. But overnight, when I run the program, it's going to slowly go down to 850 or something. So only a 100-degree drop, but it's going to soak for 6 hours. It's a really critical temperature for the glass. Those higher temps when it crashes. Beyond 820 or so, it's a pretty quick decline. Quick meaning maybe 8 hours to 400 degrees. So 6 hours up at that 800, real slow, and then a little quicker beyond that. So here I'm going to go into the mold right below you there. This event's pretty fun. We crank out some sweet cups with it. I was a little uncertain about it, but I'm having a blast making all these abnormal wave cups because I normally do the same couple of colors, so it's really fun to break it up. I started blowing glass back in 2007 when I was in college in River Falls, Wisconsin. So on and off about 16 years or so. All right, let's transfer this cup. I'll get a little bit more glass on the end of a solid rod. This is going to be the punty that'll stick to the bottom of the cup. That one's 2100 degrees, and that's on 24/7, 365. We never shut it down unless there's a problem. It holds 100 pounds of glass when it's full. And it would take 7 days to cool down and another 7 days to warm back up. So we just leave it on. All right, so here we go. We got to transfer this cup. I'm going to squirt a little water on it where I want it to break. Give it a gentle squeeze and a tap. And there we go. It's transferred to the punty. Get it right back in the heat. Yeah, we've shut down the furnace once, I think, in 3 years of operation. And it was just to do some preventative maintenance. The crucible in there can get eaten up by the hot glass. So hot glass is super corrosive when it's at that molten state. It'll eat away just about every material slowly. And so rather than have it burn through the crucible randomly in the middle of the summer and have a big furnace leak of glass, we replace it every 2 years. So probably this January we'll shut it down for 7 days, let it cool, take the whole front of that piece of equipment off, slide the crucible out, put in the new one, and then just repack everything back up, send it up again. It'll take another 7 days to warm back up. It's not a fun process, but it's a necessary step. So here I'm doing little tugs to stretch the lip of the cup. Do you want me to leave your cup like this? Okay. All right. You could drink out of it with a straw. Be a spill-proof little jug. All right. Say less. I'll trim it up. Oh, wrong cheers. All right, so now the lip of the cup is nice and thin, it's even. I can work on inflating it using that Sophietta. So it's that little puffer tool. Well, you almost always need to some extent, because it's thick up there. The bubble's always a little bit thicker near the pipe, unless I put my jack line really far down. A lot of it is what you said, experience, knowing that, wow, that looks really thin, I probably shouldn't trim this, or wow, it's incredibly thick, I need to trim it. Oftentimes, the break from breaking it off isn't perfect, and it's a little, and so rather than chance finishing your glass and having you have a lip that's all goofed up, for these, I'm just going to squeeze and trim every one of them. Make sure they're all perfect, they're all nice, all clean. All right, I got to open this thing up the rest of the way. So here we go. I'll go on the inside with the jacks. Okay. One of a kind glass. We're going to give it another flash. If you want to come in and watch me finish it, you can. I'll put a little water on it where I want it to break. Just to encourage it to break right where I want. And give it a little tap. And there we go. I'll torch the bottom so it's not sharp anywhere. And there we go. Goes into the kiln, cool down overnight. And we'll take it out tomorrow. Hey, all right. Well, thanks for coming down and designing a wave cup with us, you guys. Those will be out tomorrow around 3 o'clock. Yeah. All right, you guys, get on down to Canal Park, come design a wave cup. Those are a lot of fun.